what got me into golf. Because originally, if you guys know the story, Respected Roots, me and Jason met playing basketball. And basketball has always been my passion, him as well. But Father Time is undefeated, So I still go and play every now and then. But golf, even when Tiger Woods was doing his thing in the 90s, I never really paid it much attention. It was kind of a slow game, an old man's game, if you will. But now that I'm 40, I'm giving away my age a little bit, but I'm 40, and I can't run up and down the court with them young boys, not for more than 1 or 2 games, But golf still allows me to be competitive, which is originally why I got into it. I had a little bit of interest. If you guys, like I say, follow Respected Roots, we got a golf tournament here in Atlanta that we threw a few times for our nonprofit Respected Roots Brotherhood Initiative. And that's what really got me into it after we threw our first tournament. So I've been golfing a little bit over 4 years, 4.5 years, something like that. But after I got into golf, I just noticed the whole community, white collar workers, blue collar workers, it doesn't matter. It just seems like golf is a sport or an event for a community where it brings both old, young, and middle-aged alike together to have conversations. Golf is the only sport or game, I keep it as sport, competitive sport that I know of, that a 70-year-old man and an 18-year-old young man can come together and compete. So they have something to teach you, both in the sport, they have patience to teach, they have business skills to teach, entrepreneurship skills, if that's what you're into, and then just life skills that you can share from the older generations down to the younger generations. And of course, it's not one way. We learn from the younger generations as well. And you can do that all around the golf course. It keeps me young, keeps me competitive. And it's one of the many things I love about golf is just that community, that you can mix older generations and new generations, and we all can have a good time. So I come from a family of sort of business owners or entrepreneurs. Again, particularly my grandfather I grew up always seeing him work for himself. I grew up working for my grandfather, breaking some child labor laws. When I was 14, 15 years old, I would spend my time with my grandparents, soaking up that knowledge and wisdom. And both of my grandparents are children of God. They'll tell you, my grandfather isn't here anymore, but my grandmother just celebrated her 90th birthday up there in Detroit. But they'll tell you that God is the head of their life, and they did everything seeking his knowledge, just something that Christ would do. I always saw my grandfather with a hustling, if you could say that. He didn't complete high school, but he had several businesses. He owned several properties around the city of Detroit. And I always saw him getting up at the crack of dawn. 5 a.m. he would already be up, ready to tackle the day, and those were my summers, every summer. So I did not know I would be selling products for your beard, right? I would be lying if I told you that. But I always knew that I wanted to be a leader somehow. Even in school, teachers would label me as a problem, but it was because I always had this gravity for people to follow what I'm doing. So I had one progress report from a teacher let my mother know that, hey, if Jaret is having a great day, the whole class is having a great day. But if Jaret is having a bad day, the whole class is having a bad day. So I got in a lot of trouble as a kid, just not understanding, just being a kid. I never did anything super devious. But I was able to see that the leadership skills were there, right? Just not even trying. I just always loved to have my friends around me having a good time. But I use everything in life in Respected Roots. So I often hear people say that they don't want to work for anybody, so they want their own business. It's not that great of a reason. All of the skills that I learned working for other people and for other businesses, I use day to day at Respected Roots. And it's just something I learned from my grandfather. I primarily give that, pay my homage to him and say thank you for teaching me what you were able to in the short time we had to spend together. Grandparents as well, my mother, my father, all were instrumental. So I encourage people to take all of their life skills, not just trying to, just do one thing and think that's going to be enough, but take all of your life skills and put them together. But my advice is to always learn, seek knowledge, seek wisdom, gain patience, and pray.